Chris here, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to this 4-day reading vlog for the Final Book Support Group. It is that time of, I was going to say the month, but it's not every month, so it's that time again, and we're going to be working on all the sequels. Like I said, it is a 4-day reading vlog from the 3rd to the 6th, and I have quite the stack of books for you. Let me pull them up here and turn them around so you can actually see them. These are going to be my reads. I have Pole Pick, which is the Van de Beekers and the Hidden Garden. I have a graphic novel for a thief. I'm saying this backwards. I have a Thief and ThunderClan for graphic novel. I have The Beast, the Queen, and the Lost Knight for fall colors on the cover. I have the Treehouse Library for continuation station. I have Scander and the Phantom Rider for anticipated sequel, and then I have the Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl. Yes. Oof. Which is my final book. So this is my TBR. I've also, in my infinite wisdom, started rereading Scander, the first book in this series, to refresh my memory before I read this one, because I really wanted to go into it and not spend time going, wait, what happened at the end of that book? So, I will also be trying to fit that in. I'm a little ways into it. I'm not pulling out my physical book. I'm listening to the audiobook because I've already read it. So I don't know exactly where I'm in the book at the moment, but I think I have like 10 hours left, and I'm listening to it at 3 times speed. So I have a little over 3 hours left in that one. This is quite the ambitious stack for a 4-day read, but I think I can do this. We're going to see how it goes, and I'm very excited to be making a dent in some of my series. If you watched my TBR video, you already know this, but I'll quickly run you through it again. This would be the second book in a series, and I think there's 7. This is part of a series, and is one of the few I haven't read. These 3 are all the most recent books in a series, and then this one is a final book. So I'm actually making some really decent progress in the sense that these will be caught up, which is kind of nice. Or finished completely, and I won't have to worry about the new books quite yet. So, especially considering, like, this book came out this year, this book came out this year, and this book came out in the US this year, and I believe the 6th book is the final book. This is the 5th one, and that one might come out in the UK before it comes out here, but whenever it comes out, I will absolutely buy it and read it. But I'm almost done with this series too, so that's also kind of neat. I am very excited for all of these books. These are all series I love. Actually, these 2 right here are 5-star predictions, like specifically 5-star predictions, so you won't actually hear my thoughts on these in this video. That one's a fall cover, so another one you won't hear my thoughts on in this video, because I have separate vlogs for those, but I would also argue that even though it's not a specifically 5-star prediction, I would give that a potential to be 5 stars as well. So lots of books I'm really excited to read, and I'm so glad that Steph has this readathon where I really focus on sequels, because it's something I am woefully bad at, even though I spend time every month working at it, because if you've seen my own TBR games, you know I pull prompts from my TBR jar of doom, which I will pull out. See, all these little papers. I continue 3 series every month that I pull out of this jar, and I had 5 series I wanted to continue in 2023, and I only have 1 of those left, and I was reading books for those every single month. So I definitely worked on series this year. It's just, I also started a lot. So this readathon is always really good for me because it makes me focus even more so on my series than I already do. That being said, I'm going to go pick one of these to read. I don't know which one. I'm not sure, because I also have another book that I would like to get to for a completely different readathon. So you can keep your eye out for a special vlog for that one. And yeah, I'm just so ready to dive into these lovely sequels and the Scander one after I finish the first one. So I'm going to go and try to make a dent in this stack before I go to bed, and I will check back in with you when I have an update on what I've been reading. Sunday, and it is time to check in. Given that this is only a 4-day reading vlog, and we're 2 days into it. So, the first book I want to mention is that I finished Skander and the Unicorn Thief, which was not part of my final book support group TBR, but I'm reading the sequel, so I wanted to reread the first book. I gave it 4.25 stars. In this series, we follow Skander, who's always dreamed of becoming a unicorn rider, and when the day comes for him to take his test, he is told he is not allowed to take it. He is absolutely heartbroken, but that night, the knock comes at the door anyways, and he is told that he gets to go to the island and become a unicorn rider, and he doesn't question it, he just goes, and soon learns that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that people on the mainland, because they've kind of separated the unicorns out to this island, and then you have the mainland. So there's lots of things that are happening on this island that the mainlanders don't know about. Also, unicorns are not sweet, fluffy, cute little animals. They're vicious, especially if they're not bonded with a rider. And that happens more often than you would think. So we see Skander's adventures as he goes to the island and learns to become a unicorn rider and has to discover all sorts of secrets that are going on. I enjoyed my reread. It was definitely necessary because there's a lot of characters that we meet in the first book and a lot of things that are going on. And if I hadn't have read those, I would have been a little lost, I think, when I picked up book 2. I remembered, like, some of the bigger plot points from Skander, but some of the characters just did not stick in my head. So I'm really glad that I picked that up. In that vein, I want to mention that I have indeed started Skander in the Phantom Rider. I'm on page 303, so very close to being done with this. Really enjoying this, and that's all I'm going to say about this because it's a 5-star prediction. So my final thoughts will be in my 5-star prediction wrap-up vlog, though. You can assume that unless something drastic happens, it's not going to get like a super low rating. In another vein that is not a Skander vein, but is a 5-star prediction vein, I have started the Treehouse Library, and I'm on page 63. This is another 5-star prediction. This is the 5th book in the Pages & Co. series, and this series follows book wanderers, and the POV we get is not the POV we've gotten in the earlier books, so it's interesting to see book wandering and the story from a different character's perspective. I'm quite enjoying where this is going. I can't really say anything about who we're following and what they're getting up to, but I can say that I'm enjoying it so far, and that is all you're going to get on my thoughts for this, because, again, 5-star prediction, so you can assume, at least for now, that it's probably not going to get DNF'd or 2-star or anything like that. And then, I did finish a book that was for the readathon, and that is A Thief in ThunderClan, and I'm giving this book 4.25 stars. This is a graphic novel in the Warrior series, and I can't talk about who it's about or what goes on in it. It takes place in the first arc of 6, and I quite enjoyed the story. I really like the cat that it follows, so it was really interesting to see some more of their journey and get to see this specific time period within this story. I actually think it's set between arc 1 and 2, which is another reason it's really, really fun, because we obviously don't have a lot of material that is set during that time period. So it was fun getting to see this particular character tell their story and see this particular time period. So really enjoyed that, and that means I can check off graphic novel for the final book support group. That still leaves me with the Vanderbeekers, the Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl, and the Beast, the Queen, and the Lost Knight that I have to read in the next 48 hours in addition to finishing these. So we're going to see how that goes. I wish I had spent a little bit more time on Skander, but this one should go quickly because I have an audiobook, as should this one. It's probably just going to be whether I can get through this one in time. But that is where I'm at. I'm enjoying being back in some of my favorite series. This cat is driving me nuts. I knew I should have shut her out. She'll be sleeping in the other room, and the moment she realizes I'm filming, she comes flying in. And she does not understand not to be in the camera. She can't just sit with me. She keeps trying to climb out of my lap. Like, I'm cuddling her, but she doesn't want to be cuddled. If she could be on camera and be annoying. Yeah. Use a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. Anyways, we're going to go because I would like to read, and I've got a lot of it to do. So I will probably check back in Tuesday after midnight. So it would be like Monday will have just ended. And let you know if I manage to finish all the books for the readathon. So it is officially Tuesday, which means it's time to wrap this vlog up. I did not manage to finish my TBR, but I did give it a pretty good go. I think if I hadn't read Skander and the Unicorn Thief and wanted to reread the first book, I probably would have been able to finish my TBR, but alas, I just couldn't manage to squeeze in the last little bit with that as well. So, first I want to mention that I read Skander and the Phantom Rider and the Treehouse Library. This was continuation, station, and most anticipated sequel, but they're also 5-star predictions. So my thoughts and opinions and ratings on these will be in my 5-star prediction wrap-up vlog, which will hopefully be out on my channel sooner rather than later. I have one more book left that I need to read for that. I don't know if I'm going to get to it in November, but it should be doable before the end of the year. So if you're curious, keep your eyes out on my channel for that. The other book I finished is The Vanderbeekers and the Hidden Garden. This was the book I was reading for Poll Pick, and this is a fall cover. This is a series I do on my channel where each season I pick 5 books that I want to read whose covers give me the vibe of the season we're going into, and then I go into them blind. And then I do a vlog where I talk about whether they were set in that season and what I thought of them in my reading. So you won't be getting that here. That'll be in my fall covers vlog, but I did want to let you know that I finished my book for Poll Pick. I did not, however, finish my series because I was reading The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl by Theodora Goss, and I got to page 348. I'm like 80 pages from the end. I just did not have time to finish this today. This is the 3rd book in the Athena Club? The Extraordinary Adventures of the Athena Club. And this follows literary characters' children, so like think the child of Dr. Jekyll or Frankenstein, etc. I've really, really enjoyed the series. I'm really enjoying the 3rd one and getting to be back with these characters. I love how these stories are told and how they're put together. I'm very invested in where this is going. It's feeling like it's going to be 4.25 or 4.5 stars. It's all going to depend on how it wraps up, but I am very excited to be into this. I just wish I had a little bit more time to read so that I could knock this one out. But alas, I ran out of time. But I will be finishing it in the next day or so. So there is that. I will be finishing the series. I just won't be doing it during the readathon. So you win some, you lose some. And then the last book I was reading for this readathon was The Beast, the Queen, and the Lost Knight. And I was reading this for fall colors on the cover, and I got to page 252. I'm a little bit more than halfway through this. This follows Cad and Ellie, and they, in the first book, get the ability to go to this school where they can train to be Knights of the Round Table. Ellie is hiding the fact that she has witch magic because it's kind of been outlawed and banned, and people are very negative towards people who have that kind of magic. And Cad is from the real world, he's from our world, and he has no idea about any of this, where Ellie is very aware of the different realms and kingdoms and stuff like that. So Cad is struggling as his best friend has recently died, and we're seeing him deal with that grief as he goes to this new school and discovers a whole new world. This is obviously the sequel where they're back at the school and once again trying to figure things out. I'm quite enjoying this one. This one, again, feels like it's going to be right around 4 stars. It might get more than that. It's all going to depend on how it goes. I'm enjoying being back with Cad and Ellie and kind of rediscovering this world. I'm not sure how I feel about the new POV we are getting in this one. It's not my favorite, but maybe it'll grow on me by the end of the book and it'll kind of come together in a way that makes sense as to why we're getting chapters from this character's point of view. I'm very curious about the things that Cad and Ellie are dealing with in this one and how they're going to get themselves out of the sticky situation they found themselves in. So while I didn't finish it, I'm at least enjoying it. And once I finish this, I will be caught up on a series. So that is definitely a plus. So that's it for this round of the final book support group. I didn't read as much as I wanted, but I definitely made a decent dent in some series. I know I'm missing a book. Oh, The Thief and Thunder Clan. So I read A Thief and Thunder Clan for graphic novel, manga, or like short story novella, which does not catch me up in a series, but definitely gets me one step closer because there's so many books. And like, that's going to be a really hard series to be completely caught up in because of how frequently they drop books in it. And the fact that when it comes to arcs, I want to read the whole arc at once. So I kind of have to wait for all 6 books to come out, but I still have a little bit to go on that. I'm getting closer, though. Every time one of these happens, I try to stick a Warriors book on there so I can get a little bit closer. And then these 3 all catch me up on a series because none of these books, the next books in the series, are out yet. When I finish this will mean I get to check the series off of my series to continue list. And then this one is only the 2nd book in a series, but it is making progress in a series. So I'm very happy with my reading over this readathon. I love that Stuff does this and gives us a way to kind of focus on series. And while I didn't get done everything I had hoped to, I did make progress in series, and that is really the main goal. So thumbs up for that. So that's going to be it for this vlog. I'd love to know if you took part in a series you managed to make some progress in this weekend. Let me know in the comment section below. All of my social media is linked in the description below if you'd like to come chat with me. If you've made it this far in the video, leave me crystal ball emojis because mesmerizing crystal balls, you stare into crystal balls. It's kind of similar, sort of. It was something that popped in my head that could represent memorizing. So crystal balls in the comment section. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!